Uh, Malik system, Malik just was teaching people. He was very pious person. Very, very pious. And we can continue to talk about him all night. And even uh, Shah Waliullah Dahlawi from India, Shah Waliullah Dahlawi, the great reformer of Indian subcontinent, when he wrote on his Al-Insaf fi Bayan Asbab al-Khilaf, and it's a small book. He says the real reform starts from Medina. The real reform in the Muslim Ummah starts from Medina. That's where Sunnah has been kept. That's where Sunnah has been kept. Whatever we do, even himself, Shah Waliullah Dahlawi, he came to study in Medina, and Sheikh Muhammad Hayat Sindi, Ibrahim al-Qurani, and others, the same place that Sheikh Muhammad Abdul Wahab came to study. And they together almost the same time. Muhammad Abdul Wahab going back to Arabia and Najd and forming the Saudi state and all this Wahhabi movement. And Shah Waliullah Dahlawi going to Indian subcontinent and doing all the reform in the Indian subcontinent and the development of the Muslim Ummah in Indian subcontinent. It's from, they came to study Hadith in Medina, and we call this Medinan circle. It's always been like that. It's always been like that. So why not the city of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? When Malik completed his book Muwatta, he used to read it to the students. So he will narrate it to the students, and student will take copy from it and go with it. In his fiqh, Imam Malik would use as a source Quran, he would use Sunnah, and he would use, and this is specific for him, A'mal. He would use what we call A'mal. Now A'mal means practices of the people of Medina. What he would say, Imam Malik reasoned that since many people of Medina were direct descendants of the Sahaba, because most people of Medina, who are these? They are completely related to the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the argument of Malik is that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam spent the last of his life in Medina, and most people of Medina are the children or grandchildren of the Sahaba. When they agree on something, why would I have to go and ask someone else? That's the argument of Imam Malik alayhi rahmatullah. So he regarded that the common practice of the people of Medina as a source of Sharia. He regarded that. But again, we come back to the original argument that the words of human cannot be used to make Sharia. And that's even when the Hanafis say they use the qawl al-sahabi, which also Imam Malik used qawl al-sahabi, still a sahabi is a human. And if they are human, عُرْضَةٌ لِلْخَطَأ, they possibly can make mistake. So their word is not ma'soom. And the Sharia, the word of Sharia has to be what? Has to be ma'sooma. Because otherwise the Sharia would be something that everybody can play with. So the word of the Sharia is Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if they all agree, then that is mas'ala ukhra. If they all agree on something, then they have agreed, and we have to take it as ijma'. But then ijma' cannot be only specific to the people of Medina, as Imam Malik took it. But that's how he looked at it, and that's the fiqh. The early fiqh of Medina was based on the practices of the people of Medina. So Imam Malik, with the A'mal Ahlul Medina, he also took ijma' of the Sahaba. He also took qawl al-sahabi, individual opinions of the Sahaba. He took qiyas. He took culture of the people of Medina. And he took istislah. Now istislah is welfare. It's like istihsan. You remember last week we spoke about istihsan in the Hanafi madhab. Imam Malik had what we call istislah. It's same as istihsan. That means you see something Qiyas regards it to be this way, but this is much, much better, then you take it. So for example, we know in the Sharia, we mentioned this example of Bay'u Salam, or in the example of Istisna. Bay'u Salam, say Istisna. Istisna, you contract someone to build something for you. You pay them in advance. Okay? The basic rule in the Sharia, you cannot pay for something that you don't have. Do you understand? So you cannot sell something that is not in بيع ما لا تملك. You don't own this thing. Okay? So that's the basic rule of the Sharia. But why istisna is accepted? Because there is haja. There is a need for it. And the Prophet ﷺ allowed it. So istisna is allowed because there is a need that these builders have to be given money beforehand so they can start to work, they can buy materials, or the farmers have to be given money beforehand so they can survive during the farming season until the harvest time. Then they will sell to you whatever is left. So so this system of looking at what is what is needed and taking it, that is known as istihsan in the Hanafis, or is known as istislah with the Malikis. Main students of Imam Malik is Abu Abdurrahman ibn al-Qasim. Also we have Abu Abdullah ibn Wahab, and also, these are the main students. I'll just tell you about Ibn Wahab. He traveled to Egypt. He from Egypt to Medina, and then studied under Malik, and he was very great scholar. He was very great scholar. And Ibn Wahab, just for you, he is the reason why Imam Shafi'i, because Imam Shafi'i, we will learn about him later, after leaving Medina, and then he was given job to Yemen, and then came back, and then moved to Iraq, and then he met with the Hanafi. So he studied under Muhammad ibn al-Hasan, the student of Abu Hanifa, and then stayed in Iraq as a great scholar, and then he was teaching there. Among his students is Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. And then he decided, now it is time for me to go to Egypt and sit and learn from Ibn Wahab. So he decided to go to Egypt, but when he arrived in Egypt, Ibn Wahab has just died. So he didn't meet with him. But most of his books were given to Shafi. And thus you can see Imam Shafi having two opinions, one in Iraq and another one while in Egypt. His death itself is a lesson. He wrote, Ibn Wahab, a book about Mashahid al-Qiyamah, what will happen in the Day of Judgment. Very, very powerful book. And then this day, he told his student, I've written this, so I want you to read it to me so I can give you ijazah, so I can allow you to take it. And the book was so powerful that Imam died there while listening to his own book. Yeah. That's Abdullah ibn Wahab.
The book still exists?
Huh? Do you want to read it? I don't think it's matbu'. I don't think it's printed. But if it's available, or at least it's been mentioned. This story has been mentioned in so many places regarding Ibn Wahab. Anyway, the madhab of Maliki now, the madhab of Imam Malik now is Upper Egypt. You got the Malik is in Upper Egypt. You got Malik is in Sudan. You got Malik is in North Africa. So that would mean Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco. You got Malik is in Libya. We forgot to mention it. In Mali, Nigeria. You got Madhab al-Maliki in Chad, and also some Arabian Gulf states like Kuwait, Qatar, and Bahrain. They follow as official madhab of the state. They follow the madhab of Imam Malik alayhi rahmatullah. Yeah. And still functioning as very strong madhab in North Africa. Very, very strong madhab in North Africa. And So that's how the madhab spread, and how it went on all these places, and the impact of Imam Malik alayhi rahmatullah. Should we end up there, inshallah, for today? Just Imam Malik. We cannot take another Imam. It will spoil. So yeah, yes, you wanted to ask a question. Yeah.
I don't know my madhab. What is the madhab in Lebanon and Palestine?
I don't know. I mean, mostly I would say it's a Hanbalis. In Palestine, is a Hanbali madhab.
This is the most radical madhab, extremist at least.
Yeah, I mean that's what they say, but I mean it's a common word. They say "Enta Hanbali," that means you are mutashaddid. "Enta Hanbali," like you are very extreme in your thinking, or in your, yeah, that's what they say. But if you read the madhab itself, it's not as extreme as I mean, it is extreme in the other side, not in fiqh itself, not in fiqh itself, maybe in the issues of aqidah, and especially with the influence of Sheikh Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, the influence of Sheikh Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab and the Saudi state influence. Then the madhab takes that image of being that very, very extreme madhab. But as I say to you, or I can say, I mean, without any doubt, most of the great Sufis were from the Hanbali madhab. Okay, Abdul Qadir Jailani, okay, Sayyid Abdul Qadir Jailani, okay, he is Hanbali. Okay, okay, he is Hanbali, yeah. Do you understand? So it doesn't mean, I mean, this anyone could be anything. Anyone could be anything, and but that's how it is. That's how it is.
Coming to the question about, when you're saying you're not allowed to pay for something you don't have, sort of ordering online.
The mu'amalat now has changed. The mu'amalat now have changed. If we take into classic fiqh, then anything that you sell, you have to have it. Those people online do have this, and they write there, and we trust them that they have this, they supply to us, and they give us a time in which they supply. Okay, so that's okay. That's not a problem. The online transaction. The only problem would be if this person starts to sell something. I mean, bay' ma la tamlik is like bay' habal al-habala, by selling the pregnancy of a pregnant cow, of a pregnant baby. So you got a cow that is pregnant, okay, and you're selling to someone the baby that will be born by the baby. When they have a baby, then that baby is for you. You can sell it and take it money now. That's not accepted. Or they mentioned bay'u thimari qabla buduwi salahiha. So you didn't do salam. So for example, you got your farm, you got your orange trees, okay, got a plantation of orange trees, and then just flowers are coming, okay, and then you sell to someone, okay, give me this much for all this. That's not accepted. Eh? That is called bay'u thimari qabla buduwi salahiha. Or say, for example, going to the market and then searching what are the people looking now. Oh, in the market, people now there is a lot of demand for cows. You don't have cows, okay? You tell people, okay, give me this and this and this. So you sell cows with a promise, I'll deliver them to you tomorrow. And then you go out to start to look for the cows. So that kind of business is not allowed. But if you have it, the modern business allows for people, say, to use telephone, for people to use internet, to communicate. That's not a...
Like someone makes an advert of building a construction of 10 floors,
yeah.
He has nothing of the money, then people come and pay.
Timeshare.
Yeah, then some people make all of this life.
What about insurance then, Sheikh? Like people who put insurance on their
That's another mas'ala. It has nothing to do with our lesson today. Insurance. Insurance. What do you buy when you pay insurance? Let's talk of insurance. What do you buy when you give your money? Because Quran says, "La ta'kulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil." Okay. When you give money, what do you get?
You buy risk. You sell your risk to someone else.
But you sell your risk by giving money.
Or this person buys your risk by taking your money. So it's kind of like that.
You see, that's the problem, and this is gharar. They call this gharar because say for example, in terms, they say to you, okay, if you pay this much, if you have an accident, we will repay you. Okay, you pay that much. Okay, you don't have an accident. Okay, then why your money doesn't come back?
Administration charge, they say.
Okay, just administration charge. Let's take out administration charge. What about the rest? Do you understand? So that's where the whole issue of insurance is, as it is practiced in the West, cannot be accepted in Islam. But, I'm saying this very clearly, because the law of the land, we have to abide by it. You cannot drive without having insurance, that's it. Okay, so you have to abide by that, because that's what everybody does in this country. But we know there is a dhulm. The Islamic way would be, if it has to be done Islamically, is, say for example us, okay, agreeing to have a common pool. So we put our money together, all of us are driving, we put our money together. If any of us has an accident, they take from that money to recover. Okay? If at the end of the year, they didn't have an accident, none of us had an accident, that money is our money. So we can either agree to invest it, to do some kind of investment, so the money grows, or we can pay it back to the people. Because I don't deny the advantages of insurance that has brought to the world business. It's insurance that has helped the growth of the business, because then when I have insurance, I don't have to worry what will happen to me if I got a fire, for example. I don't have to worry about that because I'm covered with the insurance. But
until they say you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and they find every single loophole to get out.
But then the insurance is just stealing people's money. They will check how old are you. Okay, if you're 20s, then the insurance is £1,000 plus. If you're 40, the insurance will come down. So they know that a 40-year-old person with the children will be more careful than the person who just passed his driving test at the age of 18. They're minimizing the risk. So as it is, the system of insurance as it is not fair, is not right. Okay, it's not right.
It's like a gambling.
It's sort of like gambling, but because it's the requirement of the law, then you do the minimum required of you in order to be able to drive or to do anything that you're supposed to do.
What about working in insurance?
Sorry?
What about working in insurance?
Working in insurance will be, again, you're working somewhere where is all industrial, in the finance industry, it's got riba, it's got gharar, you understand? It's got things that are, I would advise someone in that business, to do something else, not, to get somewhere where he's not directly involved with the contract things, or dealing with that thing, or avoid that kind of things completely. Yeah. Any other question?
Does anyone want a cup of tea?
Is that, sorry?
Does anyone want a cup of tea?
Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام.